What's up, y'all? It's your boy Falichie. Man, we back again. Last of Us recap. I've been seeing some negative feedback with The Last of Us Season 2. And I ain't mad at you. I've been hearing a lot of feedback from the game and a lot of feedback for the TV show when it comes to Part 2 and Season 2. Now, I know that YouTube is really opinion based, so that's not a problem, you feel me? But I don't feel that way. That's my shit. I rock with The Last of Us. Let's get into it. Episode 7. So we start off with Dina and Jesse still at the theater. That's how it opened up episode 7. And Dina looked like she took a wound to the leg, a bow and arrow. And you got Jesse trying to clean the wound. But you know, Dina all over the place. She moving and that shit hit a nerve. So he trying to use the liquor. He had some brown he was trying to use for her to drink and pour into the wound so the pain could stop. Y'all know how it go. He poured it into the wound, but she refused to drink the liquor. He ain't know why. Dina loved to drink. Dina always drinking. Every time they got a party, every time it's a celebration, any reason that she got to drink, Dina loved to drink. But she denied this drink. That raised his eyebrows. That had his antennas up. Jesse couldn't understand that. After he get the bow and arrow, Jesse take guard while Dina sleep it off. She had got some rest. Somebody randomly approached the door and started banging on the door. Had Jesse on 10. He pointed the gun at the door, because they don't know if it's a clicker or it might be the militia at the door. You never know. Come to find out it's Ellie, and she finally make it back to the theater from like episode 5 when she stepped off. So Ellie finally make it back to the theater. And you know Ellie, she immediately go check up on Dina. That's her first thought. She kind of bypassed Jesse when he said hi. She wasn't paying Jesse no attention. She immediately went to check on Dina. And I know Jesse got to feel awkward because even though that they cool, Dina and Ellie, I know Jesse could feel like, he could feel the energy between both of them. So Ellie check up on Dina, make sure she good. Dina was good. She woke up from her nap. But she realized that Ellie might need some doctoring her damn self. So she checked Ellie. She pulled Ellie's shirt off. And Ellie whole back, she got war wounds all on her back. You could tell that the clickers and the infected was just pulling at Ellie and scratching all on her back while she was running because she got wounds everywhere. So Dina cleaned Ellie wounds. They get caught up on what's been going on. And Ellie told Dina basically she feel like she might be overdoing it. Like she feel like she going too hard herself on people. When she reflect back on, the things she done as far as, trying to survive and the harm she caused to people, it's kind of starting to catch up to her. And you could see it in her eyes when she explaining that to Dina. The scene skipped. We now in day 3 at the theater. So they've been held up at the theater now for 3 days, just, trying to survive and hold it out. So Jesse and Ellie, they packing up their stuff, getting ready to head out. And they going to leave Dina there to, rest up at the time because she still got that wound in her leg. You never know when they got to run from, clickers and shit. So they don't even want her outside. And at the same time, Dina and Ellie, they trying to talk to Jesse and, explain to him what their plans is and what they plan to do. And you could see Jesse just ignoring both of them. Jesse got this look on his face right now. Every time they talk to him, it's like, whatever. And, I ain't really mad at Jesse because, it's a lot going on. They keeping a lot of secrets from Jesse. And, he's still being a stand-up dude. He popping up and saving them. He coming to their rescue whenever it's something small or whether they life in danger. So he feel like he's somebody that they shouldn't even have to keep secrets with. So, his energy towards them kind of changing. At the end of the day, Jesse just really want to make sure that Dina good and that she in good health. You feel me? Like this scene right here. Jesse got to sit there and watch while Dina gift Ellie with one of her favorite bracelets. Now, we all know stuff ain't easy to come by in this dystopian world they live in. So her giving her a bracelet, that's a serious gesture. You feel me? And, Jesse probably feel like, he not liking what he's seeing. He not feeling it. He feel like he should be a part of it or something. I don't know. He not liking that, his girlfriend got this girl that's her best friend. But they seem like they more intimate than anything. Like Ellie straight risen this girl. It's crazy. All right, so the plan that they got is to move on and meet up with Tommy at the base where Tommy and Jesse had before he linked up with Ellie and them. So it's just going to be Ellie and Jesse, and they hit the road. Ellie tried to spark conversation with Jesse, but he seemed to kind of be nonchalant with her. Firm answers, couple word answers. And I don't think he's feeling her right now, like I said before. She thanked him for saving her life the other day when he popped out because they was really outnumbered. And he cut her off immediately in the middle of the conversation. Like he don't really know what's up with them two, and Ellie trying to play him for stupid. He know that Ellie know that she pregnant. So he tell Ellie he knows she pregnant. He just didn't say nothing. Ellie trying to play it off with words like well, I don't know why she wouldn't tell you. Maybe she'll tell you when she get a chance. And Jesse just like, whatever. Because at the end of the day, Ellie still wanted everything to be cool. She still wanted to be cool with Dina, knowing that a baby coming. But then she still want to act like, she taking care of the baby and she playing stepmom or stepdad. And Jesse could see right through that. And he just not feeling that. Like Ellie said to him, just because she having a baby, that don't mean that anything got to change. We all still friends. And Jesse looked at her and told her, this changed everything. He said, I'm going to be a dad soon. The risk is higher. You know what I'm saying? And I understand where he's coming from. The risk way higher. They out there for small little missions, things that matter but that don't matter. And at the end of the day, if he gonna have a kid that's coming to the world, he got to make sure he be here to take care of this kid. He can't get taken out early, and Dina can't get taken out early. They got to survive, for the baby. So I understand where he's coming from. So in the middle of their conversation, rain come pouring down. They got to rush and find shelter. It looked like a indoor parking garage. They take shelter in the parking garage, and you can see these soldiers got this young kid. He looked like he may be about 13 to 15. And they rough him up, they interrogate him, they strip him, and they start eating at Ellie. Ellie want to get involved because this who Ellie turning in to be. Ellie becoming a protector. This just who she is. So Jesse tell her, no, we not moving. We gonna stay here. And Ellie pulled away and grabbed her gun and headed towards where the soldiers was with the little kid. Jesse stopped her halfway in her tracks and told her this is the best spot for them to be. Think smart. He tell her this is why he be mad at her, because she just try to be gun-ho and jump to stuff, and he gotta survive, they gotta survive. They end up taking up shelter at the small library that Jesse and Tommy had when they originally had hit that town. They set up camp at a library and agreed that they would come back to meet each other there. So Jesse told Ellie, this is where we're gonna stay. This is the best spot for us to be right now because this is where Tommy is coming back to meet me. Jesse give Ellie some of his backstory on life and some of his backstory on his love life, and explain to Ellie that, it's a lot of responsibility that's on him, and it's a lot of things that people expect of him. They expect him to take over for Marlene in the future, as he get older or when she age out. So he said he have to move responsible. It's a reason why he is the way that he is. And he just want Ellie to understand that, He not just some stuck up asshole, but it's a lot of responsibility that's on him, and he gotta be a certain way. He gotta move a certain way. All right, then the scene skip. They show a bunch of soldiers, look like they got a makeshift base at what used to be a Costco. Then they show us Isaac Dixon chop it up with one of his top female soldiers. She explained that everything is up to par, but all he seemed to be worried about is Abby. She tell him, we got plenty of good soldiers, plenty of smart moving, plenty of strong soldiers. Why are you so concerned about Abby? He explained to her that, yeah, we have a lot of soldiers, and we might not survive this thing that we got going on here today, this war that's coming. If we don't survive, we're going to need a leader to take care of all of these soldiers. None of these soldiers got leadership tactics, so none of these soldiers is really nothing in my eyes. And that's why he was so concerned about Abby, because in Isaac's eyes, Abby got leadership qualities. She a thinker, so she is an asset to him. Now, we all know that this right here could spark some serious jealousy between Abby and, the other lady that's who's supposed to be a general in Isaac Dixon's crew. Easily this could spark jealousy, especially by the way he was talking to her in a little meeting. Scene skip from Jesse and Ellie being at the library, and they make it to the top of this building. You know how Last of Us have the buildings that's linked over and with the whole windows and everything out? They finally make it to one of those buildings, and Ellie used her binoculars at the distance where they could hear gunfire. So they assume that Tommy might be right over there by the Ferris wheel, but Ellie looking at her binoculars, and as soon as she saw a whale that was imprinted on the aquarium, she remembered, damn, Abby at the aquarium. So everything that they talked about kind of just went out the window, and her main focus was now on Abby. Jesse couldn't understand how she could be so selfish when they trying to go find Tommy so they all can make it back home safe. Ellie is still hung up on revenge, and this where Jesse let her know how he felt about her. Jesse told her she was selfish. He had voted against her when they had the town meeting to see if they was going to go get revenge for Joel. And the only reason why he voted against her is because she moves selfishly and she don't think. They had a few words, and Ellie eventually went off on her own anyway and decided to go to the aquarium. So Ellie left the building where her and Jesse was, and she walked across the city. And this show you the determination that Ellie got to find Abby, and kind of in some way show you the selfishness of Ellie, because she just hell bent on doing what it is that she want to do. She not thinking about everybody else. So she finally make it over there to the Ferris wheel, and come to find out, this is not even the aquarium. It just looked like that from a distance. She actually just at a place where people get on boats and get on ferries to take over to the aquarium, which sit in the middle of the water. That's hell. So when she reached this spot where the Ferris wheel's at, she could hear men talking, and come to find out, it's Isaac Dixon and his crew loading up ammo and weapons on a boat to take wherever that they was going. They never showed. So she wait until they sneak off, and she find her a little small engine rowboat to take over to the aquarium. In the middle, while she on the boat going over to the aquarium, like bombs going off in the distance in the woods over there. So I guess that's what Isaac and them was planning on doing when they was loading up all the ammo. They got some war going on. And I think it's a war that they got going with the Scar people. I'm just saying. There's a lot going on at this moment. You could really tell at this moment that it was about to go down. So before Ellie reached land, she ended up getting wiped out by this big ass interstellar looking size wave. She had that little boat and came across this big ass wave in the middle of that water during the storm. She get washed up, but eventually make it to the land base where she was trying to go. As soon as she reached the sand, she gets snatched up by two men. Now, I immediately thought that this might have been Isaac and his crew, or some other type of, stragglers that's just moving along. But come to find out, it was two members of the Scar tribe. I felt like she was cooked. They immediately grab her and they take her over to the woods. And just like I thought, they was about to gut her and try to hang her. They was going to try to hang Ellie. They had the rope already hanging down, and Shorty had the big ass the knife that they used to cut the hay in the farm. They was about to cut Ellie's stomach open. But they ended up hearing some gunfire and something going on, and they just ran off and scattered and left Ellie right there. She was lucky as hell. So Ellie got up and got the hell out of there. Hey, yo, at this moment, I was thinking, damn, Ellie gonna end up running out of gas before she even get to Abby. By the time she get to find Abby and they end up fighting, Ellie gonna be out of gas. She going through hell just to get to this girl, man. And come to find out, the land that she was on was just a little island. It was just a little ass island, like a halfway point to the aquarium. So she still had to get back on a boat and make it to the aquarium from there. It was becoming a lot. It's crazy. So she finally reached the aquarium, and it seemed like it's abandoned. You can't hear nothing. There's no people out there. You can't. It feel like she might have wasted her time. But she went inside anyway and decided to search. So as she's searching through the aquarium, she ended up seeing some wet footprints. She followed the wet footprints and gets to the back. And it's two of Abby friends, two of Abby gang members in the back talking. They don't even hear Ellie coming. So once again, Ellie sneak up on them. Ellie sneak up on two of Abby members. They go back and forth. He tried to talk Ellie into not doing it. He actually tried to swindle, like the con artist way of having Ellie not doing it. Ellie wasn't beat. He ended up trying to rush for Ellie. Ellie shot the gun off, knocking him down, and eventually shot the girl too. Now on this part, the girl was trying to get Ellie to save her baby, because they revealed that the girl was pregnant. Who knew that she was pregnant? So she fall on the ground and she tell Ellie, look, cut the baby out before I die. Ellie standing there stuck. Ellie never seen this or had to deal with this before. You feel me? So Ellie couldn't cut the baby out. The girl ended up passing away and Ellie was stuck. She was hit. Like, this little moment right here really devastated Ellie. She sat there for a minute. She actually sat there with that dead girl for a while. She sat there until Tommy and Jesse ran in there. They eventually found her. And they ran in there and told Ellie, like, look, we got to go. We got to get out of here. So they finally make it back to the theater. They bang on the door. Dina let everybody in. And you could just see the look on Ellie's face. It was crazy. They could tell something was up with Ellie because she was just stuck. That encounter, it messed Ellie up, man. She never had to do nothing like that before. And the way Jesse was looking at her when he saw that too, it was a look he had where, like, I got to watch out for Ellie. I got to keep my eye on Ellie, because she'll do some drastic stuff. Because they didn't see how it played out. They just thought Ellie probably just went there and just shot both of them in cold blood. So, that make him feel crazy. Like, no, she didn't do this to a pregnant woman. But, that's not how it played out, but it just seemed that way. So they in the theater. Jesse and Tommy try to figure out a way to get through the town safe. They go through all the maps. And Tommy walk up to Ellie and he asks her, he tell her that they going home. No matter what happened, they going straight home. He asks Ellie if she able to make peace with the fact that she might not be able to get to Abby. And Ellie said, I don't have a choice. I guess I have to. So after they talk for a while, you know what I'm saying, Tommy step out. Then the next thing you know, you just hear gunfire and banging. But it's coming from inside the building, so now they under attack. Ellie and Jesse immediately grip up. They go run out of the theater area that they was in, because they was in the auditorium theater area. They run out of there, and immediately Jesse take gunfire. Jesse got killed right here on the scene immediately. Soon as they came out the door, he just boom, got hit in the face, fell out. Ellie dives behind the bar, find out that it's Abby. I think Abby did a solo mission and came there by herself after she saw her friends was dead. She knew exactly where to go. Like, she popped right up at the theater. Ellie pleading with her not to harm Tommy because Abby had Tommy pinned down. And Ellie pleading with Abby, please don't do it. It was me that was looking for you. It was me that did that to your friends. It was me. It was me. It was me. Abby was shocked because Abby like, I let you live. Like, why would you do this if I let you live? I don't understand. And the next thing you know, gunfire went off. It looked like she aimed the gun towards Ellie. Gunfire went off. Scene went black. That was it. Then they skipped the scene to Abby. She wake up from a nap inside of a library, a small library. She get up and she step out what looked to be inside of a football stadium. They turned this entire football stadium into like an army base. This was top shit. Scene ended. That was it. So what y'all think about this episode? What do y'all think about the death of Jesse? What y'all think about Dina being pregnant? And how y'all feel about all this still going on and Joel not being in the picture? Like, they just wrote Joel out the picture. Leave a comment. Make sure y'all like and subscribe. And thanks for watching.